The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, so we just told you that Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, that show coming up August 13th, Tuesday, August 13th at Wrigley Field, and how Green Day announced they're going to play Dookie and American Idiot in its entirety. In this case, the producer doing the math there on the albums, that right there is about an hour and 38 minutes of music right there alone, besides talking to the crowd, messing around, and playing other songs like they have a new album out. Saviors.
That's right. Tomorrow.
And that's a great album, so they're going to want to play some new stuff, too. And then you got the Pumpkins, who haven't said anything, but last year was the 30th.
This is a funny thing.
I mean,
Just absolutely zero update on that for you.
Well, they haven't said anything about when Billy was on here a few weeks ago, and thank you, Kenzie, again, for getting him to watch my guitar audition for the band, which they're, by the way.
You're welcome. I wish you just would have played a little better. You know, I did what
I think I nailed Chair Brock. I think I nailed it. The video's at Q101's Facebook page, but they have 10,000 submissions now.
That's insanity.
They have 6 people full-time.
Who would have thought that many people could play guitar? That's a lot of people.
You know, once in a while when I think about the days of, like, I wish I would have, you know, what are the odds of becoming a successful rock star? And there's 70 million people in America that play guitar. And there's only 340 million people in America.
So many.
It's a lot. The chances are you're on the train, like 5 people on the train with you play guitar.
Well?
Well, it doesn't say well, just they play it.
How would he play it well?
I don't have
There's
those.
a lot of people. Like, I could be like, well, I sing. And like, no, you don't. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You sing Creed pretty well.
I was so good. So talented.
So I'm doing a little more deep dive here for Kenzie to get some information to Billy, because Billy is, you know, likes Kenzie a lot. So 62 minutes, 8 seconds. That is the length of Siamese Dream. We're trying to figure out how long this concert could be if they play all their full albums. So, listen, I didn't realize Siamese Dream was that long.
It's 62 minutes of perfection.
It is, absolutely.
Okay, wait. So Siamese Dream, 62 minutes.
Yup.
And then Dookie is like, we're going to round up to say about 45.
Yeah, well, it's 38 exactly. So if we're going to add up just minute.
Okay.
Yep.
So 40.
And then American Idiot's an hour, 60 minutes.
So you're looking at, 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's without banter, stage switching, and Rancid.
Yes.
Don't forget about Rancid.
And it's like they have to do a lot of stuff too. Are they like, what is going on?
Kenzie, just keep the math going here, because Rancid is one of my favorite bands, and Out Come the Wolves is an album, to me, one of the top 10 albums of the 90s. So, Case,
sorry, I didn't mean to do that out loud.
Oh my
Jesus,
God.
Case is not a fan of Rancid. That's fine.
They're fine. There's 10 better albums of the 90s than that, but let's not get sidetracked here.
We can do a podcast on that someday, too. Arguing about the Rancid and Out Come the Wolves. So I just looked it up. August 22nd, which is only days after that Wrigley show, is the 29th anniversary of Out Come the Wolves coming out.
Well, you know what they say about 29th anniversaries. You got to play the album in full.
So I'm going to reach out to Tim Armstrong and make this happen. Now, if they do Out Come the Wolves and add it on to the Pumpkins doing Siamese Dream and Green Day doing Dookie and American Idiot, Rancid and Out Come the Wolves is 49 minutes and 39 seconds.
I thought it was going to be like 20 minutes.
So did I.
Yeah, I'm shocked that there's 49 minutes of content on that album.
I'm shocked as well. So now, Kenzie, we're looking at about 3.5 hours right there of albums. About that, let's say.
Oh my God.
Now,
somebody
think
brought
about
up
the stage switching. Think about.
Somebody brought up a good point on the text line. Concerts at Wrigley, because of the neighborhood curfew, they have to be over by 11.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to enforce that harder this year, because
Fall Out Boy,
your favorite show you've ever seen
Jesus.
at Wrigley Field. I got a little, Fall Out Boy was the loudest show ever at Wrigley Field last year, and I live in the neighborhood.
It was loud.
I could hear it through the windows. I'm a mile away, and people nearby, their windows were rattling, and they were complaining, of course. Fall Out Boy this loud. You know what I mean?
That's what people said. It was not you.
It was not me.
You're so annoying.
Are you kidding me? I was happy it was that loud in my neighborhood.
I was blown away at Fall Out Boy. I felt like a baby at a zoo. You ever seen their face? They're like, what is going on? When Pete watched fire come out of his guitar, I'm like, where am I?
And they really cool.
They had that like big pit bull head on the stage. I'm like, I don't do drugs, but I was like, this has to be what they feel like.
Kenzie, I couldn't agree more. I had the same thought.
I'm like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Where are we?
It was incredible. Now, I did a little more research.
What?
Joan Jett had an album come out in 94.
Oh, my God. I can't do it.
Wait, why are you looking up Joan Jett albums?
Because she should do a full album, too.
Wait, what? Not at the Green Day show?
Yeah, Oh, I'm sorry. She's not there. I'm thinking of I got confused on the Guns N' Roses show.
You thought the lineup was Joan Jett, Rancid, Green Day, and the Smashing Pumpkins?
I got confused for a second on the Linda Lindas. Bring her in on that?
Set up at noon.
Okay.
Is there somebody else besides? It's Rancid. It's just Rancid
It's-
Pumpkins.
And then the Linda Lindas.
The Linda Lindas.
Oh, that's right.
And they
Yeah.
weren't alive in 1994. They're
No.
about my age.
Did they have like a 3-year anniversary on an album that they have to play in its entirety?
I mean, they started around 2018-ish, so they could have a 6-year. They really only have one album out in last year or 2 years ago, 2022.
Well, we used to just be Linda, and we had a huge album under that name.
Yep. Okay, Linda Lindas, you figure out what you want to do, but we got everything else set for
And
Rancid.
fake news because Brian just told a bunch of people Joan Jett's going to be at the concert.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and you're talking so much about these big shows coming up and new music. So this week, Green Day's Saviors drops tomorrow. And also tomorrow, we'll have world premiere Cage the Elephant music at 8 a.m. So a lot of really just stuff you've been dying for is all right there for you, right here with Q101 tomorrow morning.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah, what is it? Neon Pills, the new Cage the Elephant song.
That's right. Neon, very fun. Pills, maybe not.
We don't know. We don't know what direction this will take. What kind of pills?
Well, the band has had certainly some really compelling, disturbing stuff going on.
Tough few years.
Tough
Absolutely.
few years, without question, since 2019 when they crushed at Q101's Twisted Christmas. That was the Wednesday. I believe that was the opening night.
It was.
And you
It
had
was.
the 1975. You had Mumford & Sons. You had 21 Pilots and 311.
That's a pretty good
It was
Twisted Christmas.
Kenzie, that was 5 days of a blitz. Pre-pandemic, that was the last one before the pandemic.
Right.
And what a week of shows at the Aragon. So it'd be great to see Cage back in business.
Absolutely.
Since 2018 or 2019. That's right, 4 or 5 years.
Neon, the word neon is just always sounds like a party.
You love that?
Yeah, it's like I feel like I want to bring roller skates to the song.
Well, we'll see what it sounds like. If it's a roller skatable song, it might
Will
be
you bring
depressing.
roller skates tomorrow to skate
I
around the
don't
studio?
know roller skates anymore. Come
That
on.
shocks me.
Why?
Hey, you're fun. Roller skates are fun.
I know. I used to be so fun.
What happened?
It's family. Suck.
Responsibility.
Ruined
were
it.
you a rollerblader?
No, I'm not good at wheels. I've
Okay.
talked about this before, but I sure try. Scooters, I gotta kick the whole time. I never get to put my foot up on a scooter.
Oh, man. We also talked about Coachella, and we're going to play some Sublime here, but to remind you that I saw Jacob Noel last Friday at Park West opening up for G11 Special Sauce, and now he will be the front man for Sublime at Coachella.
I can't hear the word knoll without thinking of grassy knoll, which is like JFK. Like that's all I think about.
Very different
That's
story.
the only thing I can think about when I hear the word knoll.
However, JFK is gone, and so is Bradley Noel.
One of the same.
Is there a way to tie that together, the conspiracy that they're both gone because
Because of
because of the mafia or Cuba took out
that
Bradley
wasn't
Noel?
JFK. Did he get taken out by Cuba?
Cuba was involved.
Really?
Bay of Pigs, remember?
Well,
Sounds like a breakfast spot. I don't know.
I can tell you after watching Jacob Noel perform last week, it's going to be a treat. And hopefully we'll get a show here in Chicago, not necessarily going out to Coachella. Eric Wilson of Sublime said, to have Brad's son playing with our music is the closest thing possible to playing with my old buddy Brad.
That's beautiful.
And nostalgia, real
I
beautiful.
thought it was more of a personal vendetta, like Abraham Lincoln.
Which one,
or
JFK?
Bradley Noel?
JFK, I thought it was more of a personal thing, like the booth guy at the theater. Like, that was like a personal attack.
Well, that was an assassination.
Yeah, he didn't like him.
Yeah, he didn't.
He wasn't like sent by a country.
Somehow by the end of the
Was he?
show, we're going to tie together Abraham Lincoln, JFK, and Bradley Noel.
I just thought it was more. I thought the JFK thing was like just like a guy who was like, I don't like that JFK.
No, it's a big conspiracy. Watch the movie JFK one. Once you have the baby, you're just kind of sitting around there holding the baby.
Yeah, I'll set him right next to me and watch the assassination movie. I can't wait for maternity leave.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with Filter closing it out. Lauren's coming in, remember, an hour away, a little bit more. 11 a.m. She'll have a chance at Blink 182. The trip to Miami. And you get the full trip. And
Why do you say it like that?
Miami.
What is that supposed to be?
Like Miami.
Who are you impersonating saying Miami?
I don't know. I think Miami. It's fun.
Do you think you sound Hispanic?
I think a little bit, but also just in a fun way of talking about Miami.
Okay. You sound like Harper trying to say a word.
She hasn't said Miami yet. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when she says it.
I hope my kid's first word is Miami. It's a
Mine,
fun kid.
maybe.
Yeah, you got a real shot.
Miami. So that's
I'm
at
like,
11 a.m.
Shh, be quiet, baby. Don't say anything in front of your dad.
Tomorrow morning, we'll have that at 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Put it in your phone right now. And at 8 a.m., world premiere music from Cage the Elephant. So
Ooh la la.
big fun Friday. Takeaways from the show today, 312-591-8300. Case, what do you got?
708 checked in. They said my takeaway is that Arby's is too moist and it will make you pee too much.
It's not true.
That's a grand conspiracy that Arby's
Who
is
dry meat?
that Arby's is watering down their roast beef.
Yes.
And
Like,
making people pee.
Put mine in the dryer. I've had enough of your crap. I can't do it. I can't defend him every day.
Before I get to Kenzie's takeaway, Herm just texted and said, sounds like Brian's trying to be an island boy.
Oh, you're right.
Miami. Island boys.
I miss those guys.
Where did they go? I mean, they didn't. They had about 30 seconds of fame on, basically Twitter and social media.
Yeah, like Jake Paul's podcast.
Yeah, the Island Boys.
Well, we'll do a deep dive on the Island Boys tomorrow.
We'll do that at
We'll be
6:30.
live in studio. Case, could you work on that?
If you could book the Island Boys by tomorrow, holy cow!
All right, I'll work on that.
Yeah, work on that. Kenzie, takeaways.
Yeah, Eric texted in and said, Kenzie is blown away by a 6'10" basketball player, and Brian's doctor uses his feet to massage his balls. No coughing necessary.
My ball's not the doctor's,
I
but
know.
not himself.
Brian gets his ball massage once a year like he's supposed to from his doctor.
It feels nice.
Yearly checkup.
And no prostate cancer.
There you go.
All right, 847 finally checks in. Takeaway. Kenzie says to always be the top of the flapjack stack.
Oh, it's a rule, man. You can't. I'm going to tell my kids.
That's one of the first things you're going to tell your baby boy.
Listen, it sucks.
All
no
right.
one wants to be the bottom pancake.
Miss a moment, miss a lot. Of course, go to the podcast to figure out what the hell these things all mean.
Someone said they're in jail, so good luck, Case. Maybe they can make a phone call.
Oh, the Island Boys are in jail?
I don't know. That's what we've been told.
I shouldn't have sounded surprised. That makes sense.
What could they have done?
What couldn't they have
I
done?
don't-
What could they have done?
I mean, that's sad. That's a sad
you
way
want me
to
to
end.
list potential things?
Go check out the podcast, Q101.com. In the future, we'll have some post-show podcasts up where we'll continue the Island Boy conversation with some unique content there.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.